Well, damn. Well, good morning to you too. I'm all right. All right. Hey, one person. I don't know why y'all keep lurking, or why it always seems to be one person seem to come on and not say anything. For those who don't like this chat, there's a private chat. So if you want to send a message to me, as long as you're not a troll or an ass that comes on and say stupid stuff, then you're fine. Other than that, I don't like people lurking. So I'm gonna wait a few minutes. I'm just not really trying to really make a video or talk anything. I'm just trying to see a good time frame as to when people are on my videos and just testing it out. So obviously most people must, yeah, I don't have 1,000 subscribers. I don't have a whole bunch of people. So I pretty much have the same core of people who watch my videos when I do come on, which y'all know who the regulars are. Sally, TF, Crackhead Willie, Dorian, Erica, the typical people who normally watch. So it's only maybe seven, eight people du jour, it ain't like, I think the most I've ever probably had of watching at one time that's in the stream is like maybe 12, 14. So I'm just trying to test it out. So right now I'm not really, usually I'm pretty much doing other things around this time. It's like Saturday, 12:30ish in the afternoon. I'm not really one to be on here around this time of day. So usually it's in the evening. And like I said, I do work tonight with Amazon. So, and even then, once I go back to work with TurboTax and possibly some other position, because I just, that's what really brought me to this, um, make this topic about insurance. I have insurance. I've been trying to go to the doctor to handle my pain, and it's a constant chronic pain being diabetic in my feet. And so far, having insurance seems to be a waste of money because you pay premiums every month or every paycheck, and then when it's time to try to go to the doctor, you're not really using your insurance. It's ridiculous. I have dental insurance, and dental insurance is something you plan months in advance. You come to go to a dentist every 4 months or whatever. But when it comes to like going to a doctor, you know, they give you all these options, and like Aetna, I got Aetna, and they had teleconference, teledoc. That means you could go on the phone and or do a video conference. So I set it up last night. I was online last night, and I set up. an appointment time to speak with someone this morning at 10:30. You get text message notification when it's available. So I get a phone call, say your teleconference doc is about to be started. I get on, my computer. Everything was tested, video, voice, connection. And then the person, it was some Indian doctor woman. She gets on there. She had bad connection on her end 3 different times and never, then the third time, she never reconnected to finish the session. And then next, they're gonna hit cancel, and I had to call Aetna Teledoc to have it scheduled. So I'm sitting here waiting in a waiting room, virtual, for a doctor to come on, and they still haven't been on here. All right, who's two people? At least say hey or hi or whatever. I just I don't know. This just seems to be very frustrating. Very frustrating having insurance, and then you would think I'm calling. I called down the list of providers in the network, literally calling down the list, and not one time can you get a hold of anyone. And then I'm just so done. I'm sitting here paying money on things and can't even get a hold of a doctor. And then you would think, even if you don't get a hold of a doctor, then they like to say, well, you could see a primary care nurse or something, and then even then you can't even get beyond that. It's like, you know, people want to use COVID as an excuse. It's been like a year and a half, year and some months. Then you go to the emergency room, and then you got people with the COVID. It ain't that fucking COVID. It ain't that many damn people literally sitting in an emergency room, and then they don't even have the thing spaced out like yesterday, last night. People, they don't have no signs about social distancing. People, half the damn fucking people in there, they walk up sitting there in the chair and they ain't got no mask on their face. I don't even recall if they even had a mask, wearing a mask. Matter of fact, now when I think about it, I don't even recall that people had a mask on in their face. I hate to say this, but I'm gonna say it. I don't give a damn. But if you never took the vaccine and and um and you come up to here and get COVID and you walk, you go into these emergency rooms and you um don't want the vaccine and say I'm not taking it and this and that, and you catch it, don't bring your fucking ass to a damn emergency room holding up. Don't damn be going to a doctor holding up space. That's your fucking problem and that's your fault. And if you fucking die of COVID, oh well. I'm so fucking tired of this excuse for every little aspect that's going on. You go to a restaurant, oh, due to COVID, oh, you order get a service of some sort. Oh, the COVID. Everybody want to ban damn COVID for everything. This damn fucking healthcare system's been fucking messed up for the last 20 something years, if not longer. And I'm sitting here paying for insurance through a job, and you can't even get a hold of anybody months down in the fucking advance. Months in advance, I gotta sit here and call down the list of people, and all they fucking care about is insurance, making sure they build the insurance company for some bogus shit. This is so fucking aggravating. It is so fucking aggravating. I go there. You ain't miss much of nothing. You know, my usual venting and complaining. I'm sitting up in here, have Aetna for a teledoc, which is a video conference for a doctor that's supposed to be available 24 hours, 7 days a week. And I made an appointment last night. You know, when I was on here last night and I had made an appointment. What was it? I was on here, what, 1 o'clock in the morning or whatever. And I made an appointment for 10:30 this morning to have a doctor seen to a teledoctor where you could literally be in front of a doctor and they kind of, it's like rather than you going to a doctor face to face. So this Indian woman come on this morning, you know, I get a phone call, get a text. Your teledoc is about to go into the waiting room or virtual. I can come here 2025. They give you, they say 10:30 to 10:45. So she comes on. I'm telling her all my issues. I said I went to the not what you call it, not the walk-in clinic. What they call it, whatever. I can't even think of the damn fucking name. Emergency. No, I went to the emergency room yesterday, and I went to urgent care. That's it. I said if it's urgent, urgent means it's urgent that you're coming in. And they said, well, you got to make an appointment. I said, what's so fucking urgent if you got to make an appointment? If you got to make an appointment, it's not an urgent matter. It's something that you need, you know. So, I didn't go to work yesterday at Amazon. So I didn't go to work yesterday. And I put in that I'll have, a medical necessity, a medical accommodation. Because basically, this little stupid note they gave me at the urgent care, to whom it may concern, we feel, in our opinion, they didn't even wrote the diagnosis. They didn't write down that my blood pressure was 140 over whatever. They didn't put down, my sugar level was 300 over 300. I can't risk myself going to work and then being in this constant pain. At first I thought, well, maybe I need better sneakers, better shoes. So I did that. I spent $380 something on sneakers, insoles. That's not it. I know it's a combination of a whole bunch of things. My neuropia, I can't even find a doctor for a podiatrist. I made an appointment with a podiatrist a couple of weeks ago. They usually call you or text you the next day. It get these little hood rats, damn doctor up on Rockbridge Road. I call and they're like, they don't even know how to answer the phone. They sound ghetto as fuck. And I'm like, then I read the reviews and they talking about the doctor, they gangster and all kind of stuff. I just don't understand. I just don't get it. I just don't get it. Now I will be going to work today, even though, I'm just not in the pain. I'm just not in the mood. I'm sitting here and person never did. The doctor on the teleconference call today never did reconnect. She had to reconnect 3 different times, and then the third time they gonna put cancel, and that's it. It ain't wrote no doctor. Then he wrote the diagnosis. She told me, and we would describe some kind of medication for you. It ain't did none of that. None of that. And I have to go to a primary care physician to follow up. And I can't even, literally, I'm going down a list so I could go to a doctor. Then when I went to Wellstar urgent care, I managed to find someone someone doctor, but it's not next week, it's the week after next. And even then, I don't even think they are covered in my network, but I'm going to check Monday again and call Aetna because I'm so done calling people on the phone today. It's a Saturday. You got to wait on the phone. You call on a Monday to the weekday during the day. This is ridiculous. This is plain ridiculous. I've sat here and paid for all this type of insurance, you know, because I've decided at this point I'm just going to work another month at Amazon until they give me my $500 sign-on bonus. If I can make it to October 1st, I'll get another 20 hours of unpaid leave. And I'm already down to my PTO 6 hours. So I'm going to have to speak to HR today and tell them that I went to the doctor. This is the note they gave me and see if that would be satisfactory. But at this point, it doesn't even make a difference. It doesn't even make a difference. I just used up my PTO from that I had from yesterday. I only got about 6 hours of PTO, 5 hours of no, I don't. Primary care, no. The primary care physician that I did have that I had gone for at least a few years ago, and I had all these different jobs with different insurance. I called months ago. She talked about she ain't taking patients until November to November, December. I say, really? I was so fucking pissed. And then they gonna be, well, you can't call me a rude. Now, first of all, I didn't curse you out. So don't sit there and patronize me. And people, you leave a message at the doctor's office. Nobody calls. You calls you back. You leave a message. You get no call back. We'll call you back. And no one calls. And then I keep calling. And then when I finally reached her, she thought about she ain't taking pay till late November. This call was made back in May. I called in May, June, probably before June. Talk about she ain't taking nobody till the end of November. Here we are in May, June, July, August, September, October, no, 6 months. So yes, Vicky, I do have a primary care physician, but what's the point of having one if you can't get in there for 6-7 months? Then I said, you know what? Let me go ahead and then I tell you about that dumb motherfucking cracker from a couple months ago with his stupid ass. I don't know if you remember when I was, the one off of Lawrenceville Highway. I wanted to take a damn fucking bat and beat the shit out of the fucking that dumb cracker. I come in there and he was like, "Well, what's your problem?" First of all, this dumb motherfucker coming in there with no mask on his fucking face, didn't even say who the fuck you are, and then you're gonna ask me what my problem is. What's wrong with you? Could have beat the shit out of his. And I said, I need to be referred. I told her, I said, I'm diabetic and this and that. All he did was sit on that fucking computer, typing up a whole bunch of stuff, giving me some bogus bullshit, high blood pressure medicine and diabetic medication. Will come back in a month and then turn around. They gonna, Maximus Insurance. They said the coverage was, our insurance was to start on a certain day. I called and they said my coverage is effective. I get the fucking hospital bill and it was $1,400 fucking dollars talking about the insurance wasn't covered because insurance was not covered. And then next, I say y'all been taking money out of my fucking check, and then turn around Maximus, and I have to contact HR if I could contact them. I think they trying to reimburse back all the premiums that I paid. Now they didn't want to pay on the medical bill because they talked about you ain't had coverage during July. I didn't have insurance for during July. I've been there for 3 months. I knew the assignment with the CDC was temporary, but I specifically called and asked them when was the insurance effective. They told me the date. I made an appointment. I had to force myself to get an appointment with that particular doctor in that area, just to turn around to come back on a follow up, and didn't even go over the lab results. Then he gonna walk out. I can't take this. Motherfucker, I wish I had a fucking damn gun and shoot your fucking ass. Someone glad the state didn't give me no fucking gun and I ain't go nowhere. Cause see, I'm about to go down to a point where People, they talk about people getting shot. I know this YouTube video probably flagged for what I'm saying. But when people say some mad person came into a place and started shooting up people, I'm to the point where, you know what? People really push people to do it. Now I'm not saying I'm a person who'll do that, because I'm not. Because I have very controlled. But in terms of people saying, "Ooh, they just got to show people," you know what? People need to shut the fuck up and stop aggravating people, because you're gonna be messing with the wrong person that they come and do stuff like that. I'm not saying it's right, but at the same time, I can see why people get agitated. I can see why people do the things they do, storm the Capitol and with signs and everything else, because people are frustrated. People are frustrated with the stupid shit when you pay for things and people want to always be dismissive. Well, it's other people. I told that person, I said, I'm not other people. I'm calling it for myself. So don't tell me about um, other people. Fuck other people, because half the other people who up in that damn emergency room, they walk around there, COVID, but they the first one talk about they not want to take the vaccine, wasting people's breath and wasting people's time, and then they expect people to treat them. You choose not to take the vaccine. You choose not to speak on it. Then when you get sick, then you want to run to the fucking hospital and then be on fucking YouTube. Oh, I shouldn't take it. I'm sorry, it's my fault. Yes, it's your fucking fault. People I can't even see a specialist because they're using this COVID shit as some fucking excuse. We got people to treat. They ain't no. If you turn around and you wave and say nope, I don't want to take it. Nope, you choose not to take it. Don't run your fucking ass to the damn doctor in the emergency room, taking up space. That's my opinion. No, I can't calm down. I can't. I'm tired of hearing all these stupid ass excuses. You go to places, you go to a restaurant. Okay, ain't nobody sitting there. Nobody sitting there. What was it? Cracker Barrel. Ain't nobody. Ain't nobody. It ain't even crowded. And even if it was crowded, a Sunday afternoon or whatever. But I go. One day I go there. Ain't nobody hardly up in that place. Everybody who was sitting there already got their food because they eating, and then you get a bunch of these stupid ass waitresses standing in the corner, and then when they come to serve you, they want to get a fucking attitude before you could even say anything. And then I'm sitting here, spending my money, and then you get this stupid ass remark. People know that there's shortages of workers at restaurants and stores and everything else, but that don't give you the right to be dismissive and you ask a question and then they want to get a damn attitude like you bothering them. You didn't want to come to work, then you shouldn't have took the job, and you should stay your fucking ass home and not aggravating me. I don't mind waiting. I don't mind the delay, but at the same time, you're not going to talk to me all crazy. I don't care. Every single time I go, every single time. Every time I go places or do certain circumstances, I'm getting this pushback from people that get an attitude. Excuse me, this is cold. This is not cooked. This is burnt. And then they're gonna look at you like you're crazy. Like they're looking at me like I'm crazy. And then I said, no, I don't want the same thing. Give me something different, because I don't know what y'all gonna do. Well, you think we would do that to the food? Yes, you will. Yes, you would. You turn around and remake that food and put it back. So no, I do not trust you. No, I'm gonna be very blunt and honest. No, I will not. Shoot, waste it. It's always something. Only reason why I was able to see an urgent care person was because I had to act a damn fool and had to say, you know what, y'all want people to pass out up in this lobby. Do I have to pass out and fall out on this lobby? I'm sitting here with a mild fever last night. Well, we'll just take you in And then one lady, she gonna get a fucking attitude. It was only one. It was two of the ladies. It was real nice, but that other one, here's your note, and I took the damn note and left. Get off, it was like I said, two of the ladies was real nice. And then this other one, she, bitch, move, get the fuck out of my face. Then the other one, she was real nice, and she says, "I'm sorry, you're not feeling well," and this and that, or whatever. The other one, she better not have came back in that room. Don't say shit to me. She came back and gave me the paper. That was it. Dumbass. Then turn around, the other lady, she would say, "Oh, our birthday was the same day," and then she was, explaining to me. She said, "You got a mild fever," but she said it's too early to tell. It's too early if you had COVID because it's just too early to determine that. But she told me, and I knew they couldn't do anything. So they gave me the little quick test, swab test, put that thing in your nose or whatever, and said, "No, you had no." But meanwhile, I'm sitting there, the phone going off, ringing about someone at the Amazon facility that I work at was diagnosed with COVID. For 5 fucking days, every day I got a text about somebody in there got the COVID. You know, I'm thank God I did that. I don't have COVID or whatever, but I'm not saying whether the vaccine is ain't nobody say the vaccine was 100% for not getting it. But I said this last year on March. I said they need to close down for a full 2 years and eliminate it. No, they want to try to rush things. 4th of July, open things up for business because people were more concerned about money. They more concerned about money, and I need my job just to turn around. These dumb people would about, "I need my job." You didn't even go back to the damn job that's waiting for you. I don't care whether it be and it's not just fast food restaurants and places that needs people. All these different segments saying there's a shortage of people of not coming back to work, from customer service to truck drivers to people who work in grocery stores, retail, restaurants, IT, because people burnt out. Even if it was a high paying job, they saying people just simply retiring and quitting. Shoot. They open up places and then just turn around, just to turn around. Nobody wants to come up and say what they need to do. They've been other people in India dying of that Delta variant or whatever, and then they said, "Oh, if y'all remember, if y'all really follow the news, it said 3 people got the Delta variant, and it was months ago. Now all of a sudden, it's spreading like crazy, holding up doctor offices, and I can't even, every time I call, they did it COVID. If I had one more pregnant person mention some damn thing about some damn COVID, because you don't have no availability for me to go and see the endocrinologist, which is a doctor for diabetes, have anything to fucking do with appointments in COVID. If anything, the priority needs to be given when you have a chronic condition of diabetes, because I can't afford to get sick. Nobody could afford to get sick. But my being diabetic and things like that makes it worse. That's why I took the virus. The virus. That's why I took the shot, vaccine, not virus. I mean, with and then high blood pressure. I know I probably need to change my eating habits, and I'm trying to lose some weight, but I can't do no rapid weight loss and stuff like that. But I've always known that the diabetes was progressive. As I've gotten older, and as you get older, it gets, I want to say worse. I could only try to control it. But as I've gotten older, My thing is almost double. I used to have my diabetes under control, 110, 120. Now it's like over 300. I can't even, I could try to drink water. I could try to, you know, do everything. And now I can't see, and it can't go under control. I can't even bring it down. It give me, I take the damn medication and then it's not working. And I'm not taking no insulin. Now it's to the point where it's literally killing my feet. I'm sitting here now on this foot massager to try to alleviate. This is so just so frustrating. It really is. All this money coming out of this damn stupid check. Every time I get paid at Amazon, it's like 500 something, and that's if I work the full 3 days. The full 3 days. It's not even. It's not even worth. It's not even seen to be worth getting no damn insurance. And then there's this other service which is like called Fast Access. What is it? Fast Forward.com. They're supposed to be opening a facility in Atlanta, in Buckhead, where you could come in and no for $99 a month. You could come in. That's a special member promotion. I signed up for that for months ago. They supposed to be building that facility in Buckhead, and every time I go on the app to check when they have, when they're gonna be available, oh, we'll be available in the summer. Then they said, oh, we're gonna be open in the fall. I was like, and they do everything. And it's supposed to be real high tech advanced. You don't have to have no doc's appointment. They come in, you come in, and they do. I just have to show y'all one. I just have to show y'all later tomorrow what I'm talking about. But basically they do everything in terms of lab results and everything else. Very high technology. They do genetic tests. They tell it's a whole bunch of things they do. It's supposed to be alternative from having to go to a traditional doctor, paying insurance and all that stuff. But they haven't even finished building the facility that's in Buckhead. And I've been trying to wait for them to open. That's why I said, let me get insurance, but because it seemed like something great to do. And they've been in other cities. It's just so frustrating. Then I gotta go to work tonight. I mean, if I don't work tonight, I might as well just resign on the app. I resign. Boom. That's it. I'm just trying to hang in there so they can give me my $500. And they can keep. If I make it to October, they give me the other five. Fine. If they don't, fine too. It don't make a difference to me. Because once you leave Amazon and you got issues, man, once you're not in the system, you can't even get a hold of nobody anymore. Man, they like boop, you out the system. You gotta go online, and I need to speak to the ERC, and you can, man. Once that's one of the hate. That's one of the things I hate about with Amazon. They say they customer centric, but when it comes to employee stuff, everything is handled through some goddamn app of some sort. You may be speaking to somebody, but they sound like they some other foreign country on the other side of the world. You have an HR people that works at the Amazon facility. All they do is sit down in that chair all day. And I was like, how the hell y'all get that job? That's what I want to do. I want to sit down all day and just answer and just go on the computer and answer a few general questions, and that's it. Because they surely don't really do no work. I told them last week I didn't get my bonus. Okay, we put a ticket in. Then I come there not yesterday, the day before last. I don't see nothing in the system. You got to call the ERC. I said, I spoke to you specifically that you said you put in the ticket in about my bonus. You told me to come back in a week, which I came back a week later, and then you're telling me there's nothing in the system. I was like, oh, I was so pissed. I was so pissed off. And then when I spoke to the other guy, he was this Asian guy. He seemed like he the only one that knows stuff. So I sat there and told him the other day, I didn't get I didn't get my bonus, and I called the number. Y'all told me to call the ERC number, and it seemed like they answered the phone and they didn't say nothing that whole entire time, and they gonna say we're gonna put a ticket in. I said I don't think they did anything. They just sat on the phone. We do it and didn't do it, and then he checked this. I don't see anything, and I said, you know what? I'll go ahead and put it in myself. See, that's what he should have done that's what they should have did the first time. So the only reason why I'm sticking around is so I can make sure I get my little $500 sign-on bonus. And if I'm still there in October, fine. So be it. October, that's when I get another 20 hours of unpaid time, and I'm just gonna exhaust all my hours. And by that point, October, November, December, I go back to TurboTax, and then I can make my own schedule. I can work overtime, and because I'm done. I'm done. After they told me I couldn't go over to Stone Mountain to transfer because you can't make one mistake and count and whatever, and it's written, I can't deal with that. That's to me. I said I ain't trying to make Amazon no career any old way. And since I just can't. I could resign, and then months later, you could turn around and come right on back to Amazon. That's the only thing about Amazon. The same way you could a revolving door, you could just go back and apply again, and 3 months later, and they'll come back. That's how they do. There are people I spoke to there. They said, "Yeah, I worked here months ago, and I left, and I came back." It's like, and I didn't know that at first. You know, all I need is to go to a doctor to get a medical accommodation, and a medical accommodation means they said no, she can't stand on her feet for that long period of time, and they could reduce my and because of medical, they could accommodate me or whatever they could do. Not saying I could sit down and do the job, but I could have less frequent standing up on my feet. That or just simply find me something else to do where I could sit down and do something different. It ain't hard, I don't understand. They have one is a picker, you pick. Then they got one department, you all you do is put stuff in boxes and ship stuff. I don't understand why they think you're supposed to stand up and do that. I understand it. Even what I'm doing, you sitting in a 4 feet, real small area where you stocking because the robots come to you and you putting the packages up and you walking up a ladder and putting stuff, you bending down. I don't understand that why they can't simply have like a chair where people could sit down. People walking around there, half the people that I've noticed they be walking, they walking, even I'm starting to walk a little bit funny. Like you're walking with your back turned down, like slumped over. It's it's like people walking like I'm starting to walk like I'm some 90-year-old woman trying to walk. And I see that. I be watching people. I just observe because I was watching somebody else's video. This older woman named Sheila. She loves to do camping, and and she said she went to an occupational specialist. And basically, occupational specialist is that if you work at certain types of jobs and you have problems with your mobility, they supposed to help with, she was saying different exercises and stuff, so you won't have issues. Like some people, because you're constantly moving your arms and you constantly doing that for 8, 12 hours, your muscle mechanics and stuff, you start to like you can mess up your rotator cuff. There's a whole bunch of stuff. Amazon trying to make it seem like, oh, you get to do these stretches and hand movements and stretch your wrist, because it's repetitive, and you start to feel it. I don't even know if I don't know. I know this is supposed to be about insurance, but it ties into in fact that they want you to pay so much before they kick in to pay. I gotta pay. I gotta meet the deductible first before um, anything is paid by Amazon. You gotta meet the 700. What was it? $750 before it kicks in the remaining, and then oh, your phone died. You gotta meet the $750, and you only have a spending limit for the year of $2,000. That means that once you reach the $2,000, that's it. In a given year from the time I signed up. Then they changed the enrollment period from March. Now they changed it to the regular traditional way, which is supposed to be open enrollment starts like September, October, and then your plan starts January. So they changed that a couple weeks ago. So I was like, okay, so now that you changed it, how y'all gonna do in terms of the pay? Amazon, you have two choices, and it depends on the state you live, and it also depends on the country. But here in Georgia, you either got Aetna or you got Blue Cross Blue Shield, and that's it. It's not so much the insurance; it's the negotiations that these companies choose to pay. When I worked at Verizon and the IRS in the previous years, when I worked, it was very the benefit plan was very good. It was very like a cafeteria plan. You choose what you want to get. You had you pay like $20 deductible, $25 deductible. You go to the hospital, and most of the time, a lot of things are covered. Now, now if you try to go to anybody's job, it don't make a difference. Who would it? People say I got some good insurance, but people don't really understand how their insurance works. People think they know how it works, but it don't. But there's very few companies where you pay like you have a group rate of you have a group rate, so you may be paying $10-12 a week for the insurance per pay period. And I'm just talking about the medical. I ain't gonna talk about the other ones. But you look into the plan, you could do HMO, which is health managed system, or PPO. And if in network, there's a difference between in network, out network. I don't want to educate too much about how insurance works because most companies, if you have explanation, they got videos and everything else that they explain how their benefits work. But basically, with Amazon, the yearly deductible that once that is going is like $2,000. You have to first meet the $750 deductible before they kick in the remaining, and then you pay 10%. So when I went to the emergency room last night, and then I turned around, um, emergency room that I was at, the ER was out of network, so it wasn't even included. So I would have to pay whatever those lab result was, whatever that thing was, you know, urine test, any blood drawn, any kind of X-rays or whatever. Say the bill was $1,400. I would have to pay $1,400, and then it would have met the $750 deductible, and then they would pay 90% once it goes over. Once I met the $750. Right now, I ain't had no doctor's appointment. I ain't spent nothing. So for me to go, and then it was out of the network. So that means I would have to pay whatever that bill was. Then once that's met, once I already spent that amount, it's only $2,000 for the whole year. So that means if I go to some major, any type of surgery, it's either going to be covered or not. But I have to pay out of pocket that amount. Once I reach that amount, then they pay 90% and I pay the 10% after that. But once it reaches that limit, that's it. Then you got to wait until next year, start all over again or whatever. But so far, from my view, even if it was Blue Cross Blue Shield or Aetna, it's all basically the same. It ain't no different. It's all basically the same. But before, from previous years, it was to be very good when it came to insurance. You pay a copay of $25, $20. If it was wellness, preventive care, there's no cost. So the only way that I could go to a doctor and I'm not paying nothing out of pocket if I'm going there just for a wellness check, which is basically a mammogram, a colonoscopy, and regular OBGYN type of service because that's preventive. I can't even dare make an appointment for those type of services. I was like, this is ridiculous. Just for a regular wellness check, I can't even. You gotta wait months and months in advance to get it. So before I leave, I paid all this money with to have insurance. I'm gonna make sure I use up all of my insurance, the vision plan, BSP. How many glasses can I get maximum? I'll make sure I get everything I could get. Go to the dentist, make an appointment for a dentist earlier than I need to. Okay, I got new insurance. I got Delta Dental, but this is Amazon Delta Insurance for dental. And I'm just going to go to the dentist, make my appointment, get my teeth clean, even though I was supposed to come back in October. I said, nope, I don't have that insurance anymore with that company. It was Maximus and turn around and, now I know I have a dental bill waiting for me to be paid. I mean, at least with a dental, because I'm just getting period cleaning or whatever, that's probably like 100 and something. And I'm not doing no major surgery, like going to a periodontal disease and get them cut my gums and do that, or some major dental work. So whatever I got in my plan for, they give you that little credit card. I had put money aside to cover stuff. I said I had a card sitting on this table, and I said, wait a minute, I got this medical thing. I wonder if I had money on there when I was working at Wayfair, because I have money set aside, and I don't even think I've used it. I think it's still sitting. That money is still sitting there for me to use. So I said, you know what? When I show you tomorrow what I'm talking about with this forward.com, it's real fancy. I mean, I looked at the previous reviews from previous offices, and I said, oh, this is something I'm gonna use. I'm not gonna get insurance to no company no more. I'm just gonna get maybe 401k, dental, and vision. That's it. I'm gonna nope, I don't want no insurance. Nope. And when people speak about Obamacare and Trump care and Biden care or whatever, it's the same thing. Matter of fact, I could see why the Republicans or some people objected to that Obamacare, because I like the plan in terms of people getting premium tax credit. If you don't have insurance, you could, for people who can afford insurance, they'll help you pay on your insurance and stuff. But you know that you have to meet the same deductible that I just described before anything is kicked in, and it's not that good. You have to get a higher plan, gold plan or something, and the more you pay in the deductible, the less you pay in your premium. It's just like any other insurance. Car insurance, home insurance. You pay all this money month after month, year after year, and you never put a claim to use it. You don't get none of that money back. And some insurance companies like Allstate and what's the other one? The one with the man with the accidents, Allstate, and there's another one. They pay you $100 after so many years of having insurance. Every month they give you back $50 or $100. One of them give you $50, one gives you back $100 for each year. For each year you stayed with them, they supposed to give you back $100 or $50. And I said, you know what? I need to change my plan from Liberty Mutual, because I've been having Liberty Mutual, and I've been evaluating a lot of my insurance, like car insurance. I got this company called Root. Geico keeps bugging me to come back. I'm like, You have to save your insurance the best ways possible with a lot of these stuff. Because if there's other ways to save money, especially in this gig work stuff, you don't even, if you work as a 1099 gig work, you don't even have insurance. You could buy insurance, but it could be so expensive. You be paying on stuff, you know, paying on things, paying on insurance, and you can't even get a hold of the doctor. It makes no damn sense to go down a list. To go down a list for for a few hours, I'm literally calling on the phone, getting a hold of someone to get to a doctor. That's ridiculous. What time is it? 10 after 1? Oh, let me start my little breakfast. I didn't even eat anything. And since I decided I may go to work, I should just, even though they had me down as a medical accommodation for yesterday and today, I have to show the paperwork for them to put it as a medical accommodation from yesterday and today. And I don't even know they're going to even accept this. I don't even know. This little generic, stupid ass note. Ridiculous. I'm going to just give it to them anyway. I'm just going to fax it over to whatever and see what they tell me. I don't even know. Hold up, y'all. I'll be back in a minute. Who else is in here? It's 2 people. Vicky, I know you ain't the only one. Hold on, I'm trying to get out of this dang chair with my. Oh. I really don't feel like even coming to work tonight. I should just quit. It ain't like I'm making myself do more damage than I need to do. More damage is being done. Hold up, y'all. If I quit, technically I'm supposed to be drawing unemployment because when I worked at Maximus and worked at um, TurboTax, it was determined the job ended because it was lack of work. So technically, I could have been collecting unemployment and just, you know, waiting until I go back to work in December. So it's not, and I still do my other gigs, which I actually make probably just as better than working at Amazon for 3 days and getting paid $500 and something dollars a week. So I'm just working just to be working, just to have something to do until I go back to work. So it ain't, and like I said, and they know, and like I said, I have options. It ain't like I can't find me another work from home job, you know, doing nothing. I wanted to work closer to home, and then they tell me, oh, yeah, we can't do it 30 days. And if I make one mistake, I get written up again, then it'll be another 30 days. And the third one is a termination. At that point, by the time the third, if I get to a third, right, and says, no, you made a mistake. And I'm like, y'all can keep it. I could resign on the app, boom. And all I got to do is turn around and All I gotta do is turn around and apply in 3 months later. But I'm not. I'm either trying to one see if I could get to work from home, but they don't seem to be hiring from work from home positions. Or just hurry up and get this medical accommodation and get the medical accommodation. If they tell me, you know what, they already told me yesterday when I went to the when I spoke to the Amazon Health line or whatever, they said that you making it worse because you need to be off your feet. They already told me that yesterday. They told me that when I spoke to the advisory line. They told me that. They said you aggravating it more and you need to get off your feet. And I can't even get a doctor to confirm that. That's what I need. I need someone to confirm the condition of which I work. Either I have to be limited in the schedule, and that's what I need to do before they could do anything. But now they put this little stigma thing on there 2 days ago about written that I can't even transfer, I can't even change the schedule. I can't even do anything. I said if I can't, so Amazon is very sneaky like that. They'll put all these little limitations. The minute you got something, no, you can't do, no, you can't do that, no, no, no. So the only thing they're gonna tell me, like they told me, is medical accommodation. There are people walking. There's one lady, she's walking around there now. I said, what's wrong? She was limping and she said she fell or something. I said, you fell. She acted like she could understand English. And I was like, so what did they tell you? I got to speak to the man. And I was like, I don't have no bearing on it. I was like, but damn, she acted like she didn't want to think. I don't know. I don't know. All I asked though is what they told her about in terms of her working, and she acted like she wanted to keep it a damn secret. Ain't no fucking secret. Shoot. Either you're gonna still continue to stand there and do whatever, because that's what I see her doing. She's still standing up doing whatever it is that she does. And I was like, so I don't understand. I'm not that desperate like that. Some people may, you know, I mean, I've always had choices, always had choices. So hold on, let me start my little breakfast thing because it'll be almost time for me to get on out of here. I usually leave at 4 o'clock, so I'm gonna cook grits, sausage, chicken sausage, and eggs. Well, that's what I'm going to be cooking. So let me go downstairs because I'm upstairs. So I gotta go downstairs. Let me start it cooking and then I'll come back up because it ain't gonna take that long. But hold on. I'll be back in a minute. And I need to charge my phone because these people ain't still came on to the medic video thing yet. Make me sick. Oh, all right, I'm back. I'm gonna let it's one of those quick grits that cooks 5 minutes, and so I may be occasionally going back downstairs once I don't want nothing to be burned. So let me see if this dang telework person is on here. The teledoc. Hold on. Ridiculous. This is ridiculous. I just went right on back into the waiting room. In the waiting room, waiting for them to come. It is going 1:32. Oh, I swear. And the only reason, like I'm telling you, the only reason why I'm working at Amazon because I figured, okay, I have health insurance. I ain't got to. It ain't gonna cost me a whole lot of money to pay at a pay period. But this is ridiculous. Sometimes you have to evaluate some of these companies when you work for a company and they say, oh, we offer full medical, we offer medical insurance, this, that, discount programs, and all that kind of stuff. It's like this Amazon medical is almost like it mirrors the so-called Affordable Care Act because these companies when they got the Affordable Care Act and there was Obamacare or Biden Care, whatever you want to call it, they give people these premium tax credits to help pay for insurance after you meet the deductible. The only thing that's really, and that's any insurance, regardless who you got, when it comes to preventive care, you don't pay that because it's preventive care. You don't pay anything for that because that's to make sure that that whatever preventive measures don't happen, so you don't go to the doctor to get treated for whatever it could be, like the colonoscopy, mammograms, things like that. That doesn't cost a whole lot to do. Checking on your breasts and all that stuff, and going to the doctor and they checking your temperature, looking in your ears and check. That's not nothing that costs a whole lot. You know, they will make sure that if you are in good health and preventive measures could be helped so they don't have no complications. So that's why when people who are cancer, or have very serious issues and things of that nature, those health costs could bankrupt you. A lot of people are bankrupt or financially bankrupt is because they may have almost hundreds and thousands, millions of dollars of medical bills. I was hearing something yesterday, not yesterday, 2 days ago almost, I guess, coming home from work that Friday morning, and it was saying that for those people who didn't want to get the vaccine, and you work for, I know they said Delta. Was Delta one of them? I think it was Delta. Yep, Delta. And there were some other big companies too, saying that if the employees didn't get the insurance, well, no, they didn't get the vaccine, that they're gonna pay $200 extra each month on their premiums on the insurance, starting September 17th or something like that. Yeah, I want to say it was September 15th, 17th, or 12th, one of those days. That if you did not choose to get the vaccine, your insurance that you pay every month with your employee, which is a premium, you pay the premium for insurance, they're going to start charging people $200 more. So that way, if you do get the corona and you had to be hospitalized, these companies are not, because so see, one thing people are not talking about, and I think this is going to be a good discussion for tomorrow's discussion, without me, being flagged or whatever. I don't make no difference. I ain't monetized anyway. So if you didn't get the vaccine, you have to subject yourself every month of being tested before you even step your foot into anybody's building and going back to work physically. And if you don't get the vaccine, so say for instance you pay, $400 a month. I'm just giving it in premiums for your insurance. Say your company and they provide you insurance and you pay. How you pay a premium? They said, do you want your single, family, or whatever? And you pay $400 or $200 or whatever it is. You're gonna pay an extra. This is for Delta only. This is one company's example. They're gonna pay an extra $200 tacked on that you're gonna pay for you to keep paying your insurance every month. So rather than you paying $100 and you said nope, I ain't gonna take the vaccine, you're gonna get tacked on. This is if you work at Delta. You're gonna pay $300 a month just for you to keep your insurance if you don't choose to get the vaccine. It's just like they tack on that extra thing if you're a smoker. When they ask people if they're a smoker, they say, yeah, I smoke, and you have to take a test too. The little swab test that if you could say no, I don't do no tobacco. That they have it where they tell you the test if you ever had tobacco, because all they do the swab test. So whether you vape to smoke, it will come up and show in a test. And if you're a smoker, they expect you to pay higher premiums as well. And that's fair. You choose to smoke cigarettes and smoke, and you go to the doctor and you got, health issues. These companies are not going to continue to pay a portion of the insurance pay, and you pay a certain portion. You elevating the cost of health care. So this coronavirus thing, they're doing it the same way too. Yeah, the state may not be able to mandate whether you're supposed to take the, people say that's a choice. But this is an international health crisis with all this thing happening. International health crisis. At this point, all these people with these stupid ass signs talking about, in my right, my school, you can't even spell. I wish I could find that post with that dumbass lady with the post that said, our school, not OUR school. She wrote something else. What did she actually? Dang, I gotta find it. It was so dumb. Me and Erica was talking about it, and I told her, I said, "Girl, let me tell you what I'm looking at," and don't crack a stone with a thing. And it wasn't no text messaging where you text in and then Siri wrote something different. This person standing in front of the school up in Florida with the sign that you could see that they made out of crayons or magic markers, handmade sign that you physically have to write. She didn't put our OUR. She gonna put something else. And it wasn't even, I was like, what? You need to go back to the fifth grade. Don't even know how to use the proper terms in the sentence. Don't even know how to write a sentence. What did she write? Dang, I gotta find that post. It was so dang stupid. Idiot. That's it. That's all I had to say. So now they, so that's just one company that put that out there. That if you don't want to get the vaccine, okay, don't get the vaccine. You got insurance, it's $200 more, and you cannot fight that. You either choose to say, nope, I don't want no health insurance, or you sign up. And I think that's fair. I think that's right. You smoke, you don't take the vaccine. Why should you pay the same amount of a premium for someone who doesn't smoke and did take the vaccine? Because you get that vaccine, one thing nobody's not addressing, and it broke my heart last year when it first came out, when that elderly man was dying with that COVID, and this was before the vaccine came out. There was no vaccine. And he was like, the last thing he said was, who's going to take care of the medical bills? He was so concerned about his family being in financial distress and hardship that his concern before he passed away was, who's going to pay for the medical bills? And that broke my heart. That broke my heart because they had no vaccine. They ain't had nothing. This was in the early stage back in March, April, May. There were people, they were dying, caught something. They had nothing. They had no control. Because this government refuses to, track down and stop it. Because you had Trump that was so damn spiteful that he done away with President Obama's administration plan about these infectious diseases coming in the country and disbanded. Ebola was stopped because of that program that President Obama had at the time. Ebola would have happened the same way, but they stopped it. It stopped it from spreading into the United States. It had, they said, 2 people in the United States and the world had died of Ebola. And trust me, they keep track of everything that happens in this country. Everything that comes in the country, they know. This COVID thing would have never came to the United States if they had implemented to stop that. They knew what was going on. Knew what was going on. That ain't nothing more than a chemical warfare to destroy the United States and the world. And then people want to be politically, I'm not going to say correct because it's not correct. They didn't want to admit the fact that they know that they've been keeping eyes and stuff what's going on in communist China and anything coming out of that country. They got satellites and they could look at an ant crawling on the ground and they could see anything that's going on. If you really think about it from the beginning, when that Ebola thing came out, it was news reports, it was a small little article, it wasn't even nothing big. And that scientist who discovered it and mentioned it, 2 days later, they found him dead in China. Because he was about to tell it. He was about to tell the world what was going on. And he discovered that strain.
that strain of COVID and how it was going to come. And before he could even come out and say anything, he got killed. He got killed. He didn't die from the. He died. He was. People forgot about that. Ain't nobody really going to discuss that. And then November come, and then March, then everything. All of a sudden, March come along. Oh my God, there's a pandemic. It's all around the world. People dying of this, and then they had to close down. But between months prior to that, see, nobody don't want to see. Nobody want to go. People want to argue and fuss about Fauci and say he's a fraud. This is fake. You said this. You said that. Making it political when they know damn well how it really started. Then you got these people. You want to talk about. I'm not taking nobody. I'm gonna wait and see how long. I'm gonna wait and see. I'm gonna wait and see what's gonna happen. We don't know what the effects is going to be for those who took it. We don't know what's going to happen. Shoot, why would I care? 30 years from now, 40 years from now, I'll be 90 some years old. I don't know, no. If you took this vaccine, it's not going to say it's going to stop and prevent from me not having it, but nobody's not guaranteed not to have it. But the likelihood of getting it or making it worse because it's migrated to a new strain. This whole thing now, there's people sitting up in the hospital. I wish I didn't get the virus. It mutated to a whole new thing, something totally different, a whole new strain. If they had if I said this last year in March, go back on my videos. I said it's gonna take 2 years before it's getting eradicated. And he said these 2 years will be eradicated. If they just let this thing go, if they let this thing let this thing go, subsided, not make it such a political whatever. Let me see if they in that telework. Hold on a second. All right, I'm back. There are people still not in the damn room. So if it was, put everything aside, forget about who started it, how did it start. Think about that later. Do that behind doors and use your CIA intelligence and everything else. And they know where it came from. They know how it started. At this point, they should have shut it. They should have kept shut down for 2 years. Gradually, let provisions be done where people could still conduct business. You didn't need to open up. The first thing Georgia did was we're gonna open up all the nail salons, hair supply store, and what else they said? The gym. Two of those industries owned by Asian people. Open up the nail salons and you know, bump that. That's a business opportunity for other things that could have been done. I don't. We need to go to the gym. No, you don't. You go right there and walk the sidewalk, walk Piedmont Park, buy a bicycle, and that's it. You know, these that CARES Act, Affordable CARES Act, and all the stimulus money would have been given to businesses to stay afloat and to survive. They would have gotten, they would have all the money they could have. If you had affected, you would have still got whatever money that was needed to keep yourself afloat. Even if you said, I closed down, you still would have had it right off. You could have had a business write off of all that income people made. Tax write offs in regards to, you know, the business losses and stuff. You made a profit, you wrote the business loss, you shut down, and people still would have gotten stimulus money, PPP loan money, or whatever. they still would have gotten monies to stay afloat and then stay closed. Even if you had to close down or whatever the case may be. All they did was make, opening it up early for what? Just to turn around. You can't have employees. You don't have nobody to come to work. You can't find nobody. What did they end up doing? Making it worse. Well, we can't find employees, there's a shortage and this, the economy was made worse when they opened up things. They would have been better off just shutting it down to control it and change things around. Fast food places, they still see Chick-fil-A, and every time I drive by fast food places and I look, cars still wrapped around the building. People still staying in line. If that nasty Popeye, Burger King, whatever, choose any one of them. They still wrapped around the building, still going to places to eat. They ain't stopping them. I stopped going to places because I said, I'm not going to no drive-through anymore. I'm not doing it. I'm not wasting my time. I'll go home and cook or do whatever. And then Culver's started opening up indoors. So I said, shoot, let me go inside. But, people still, everybody still want to sit in the car, wrapped around the building. I said, what? I said, let me go inside. Because ain't no, I go in there. I ain't got to wait in a car, burning up my gas, and then randomly giving you a bag of food. And then you think about the shortages of food, and they ain't got no chicken, and and then they want to raise the prices and all that kind of crap. I really believe that if they kept this thing under control and closed it, and it takes 2 years, you don't have to, 100% closure. But a lot of businesses shifted from working from home to, telework, all kind of things. If I was a person and I had say I was a hair salon and I had a hair salon, nail salon place business or whatever, and I would like, oh my God, I'm losing money, whatever. Shift. The government had the stimulus. The government had that all this monies and stuff. You still would have been able to, one, not have to worry about paying no taxes, because if it was something, because that's what they wanted, they would have made provisions for businesses. Rather than you paying the capital gains taxes of money earned, you could have, that whole thing would have written off. You would have been able to go forward in losses or go backwards in losses, and you would have saved yourself tax-wise. Most businesses, whether you're small, big, medium, whatever, you would have been able to take advantage of the tax code where you would have been, you would have still gotten paid money from the various different grants they had. They had the shuttered grant, which is basically if you had affected by being closed, they had a grant for that. If you was in entertainment arts, they had a grant for that. They had that stimulus, that CARES Act and PPP and all that stuff had billions of dollars for people. And if you were in a business, you also had where they had money for rent, utilities. Matter of fact, I need to pay my water bill. I think I'll do. So, they had a whole lot of things going on for people. You just had to know how to apply. And if people say, I didn't know, I didn't understand, I didn't know, all this stuff on YouTube, everybody want to look at stupid stuff and be all up in people's business. And then when you need help, they want to take advantage of my resources and skill set. And do you hear anything back from nobody? No. I give a damn less. But they had a whole bunch of things that was available. The same way how someone told me, they told me initially. And at that point, I took it on my own accord to research what I need to do. There was a whole lot of resources for people. Now, unfortunately, let me go downstairs check my food. I'll be back. Next time I come back, I have my plate fixed. So All right, I'm back. Well, two people, y'all still hanging in there, watching. Well, then whoever the other person is, they didn't say nothing. This is ridiculous. I've been sitting in this waiting room forever, and not one time anyone came in here yet. It's ridiculous. But anyway, I know my topic is going to be about insurance and wasting money and went into a whole new different thing. But all I know is this so-called corona ain't no effect in terms of all these hospital and appointments. Because if that was the case, if these emergency rooms and stuff is filled up with people, I know Florida and some other states having issues with people going to the emergency room and there's no beds and all that kind of stuff. And can you imagine? Last year when it was all over the country and worldwide where people weren't even being seen on makeup shifts of not having an adequate amount of equipment. That just shows how the healthcare system in the United States, how badly worse in shape that it really is. So now something major like this is happening, and you can't even get a regular appointment. Oh, it's ridiculous. And then they want to talk about universal health care and all that stuff. They can't even, some other countries, they have universal health insurance that's covered their citizens. You don't have to pay insurance and things like that. But they even getting their system is even getting bombarded with a lot of people moving, like in Switzerland and one of those Dutch countries. They have universal health insurance and things like that. They could go to the doctor and they don't have to worry about medical. So many people from other countries going to those countries, they can't even support the citizens that lives in their country with adequate health insurance because of increase in immigration and people coming in certain countries. Everybody ain't just moving to the United States. They go to other countries too. That's why most countries have very strict policies about benefits and health care. Everybody coming in this country, people always like to say, hey, you came from somewhere else, they give you everything for free. And that may be true. You may be able to get some kind of assistance, especially when you got kids. People offer all kind of benefits and stuff. But who's paying for it? You are. I am. Taxpayers. Then you work a job, you try to get insurance, you try to get something where you could be fine, and you can't even get adequate or even get an appointment. some of these places you call, they're gonna tell you straight up, they ain't taking Medicare, they not taking Peach Care, whatever they call it. They're not even taking people who got certain type of insurance like this, say you got free health care or discounted or whatever. Some of these providers, they ask you, oh no, we ain't taking that. It's just like housing. Oh no, we ain't taking no more Section 8 vouchers. I'm eating. I had no more. I had one egg. I said, I only got one egg. So I was like, dang. I thought I had me some eggs. I would have bought me some eggs last night when I was at Kroger's. That's fine. I'd eat this one. I had managed to scramble one egg and eat grits. I put a little bit of cheese in it and this chicken sausage. Hold on. This thing. I'm so fucking pissed. Wait till I get a hold of Aetna. I need to speak to a supervisor immediately. They're gonna know about themselves. Only reason why I work at Amazon is because of the benefits and having insurance. But what's the point? I'm spending unnecessary money for a service that I can't even get. I'm paying for something that I couldn't even get. This is ridiculous. And then people want to always justify, well, if you didn't have insurance, then you'll be paying this. And versus having insurance, what's the point? You can't even get anybody. You can't even make an appointment. You might as well expect to pay 3 months, 4 months of premiums on your medical before you can even use one nickel of it. And then you gotta meet the deductible. Of at least, depending on your plan. Unless you're going for something major surgery, major issues. That's why I would say don't call no ambulance. Because ain't nobody gonna give me $1,500 just to go on an ambulance alone. And then you going into a non-network. They don't care. But the first thing before they even see you is they gonna say, who's your insurance? Who you have for insurance? That's the main thing they're gonna be. How they gonna get paid? They can't refuse service. They can't turn you down and turn you away. But that don't mean that they're gonna try to, in their damnedest way, on the stretcher. That's the first thing. Who's your insurance company? That's the first thing they come and ask you. And then you sitting here waiting so they could call and get authorization and see what's covered. I don't know. just don't know. And then, like I said, I have yet to really get a solid answer that for all these people, if you got the coronavirus and you in the hospital 3 weeks at a time, and they so-called say they're treating you. See, they said the virus is free, it ain't no cost. But those hospitals and doctors and everybody else who's giving those shots, they getting paid. They get money. I'm quite sure. They said, oh, for each person that come and get the shot, they'll be paying them per person that come in here to get the shot. Just like today, at the Stonecrest Mall, they were saying if anyone come in there to get the coronavirus shot, they giving away free uniforms, free uniforms, and $100 gift card per person, prepaid card per person. They giving them out. It was $100 per person, and you go down near this down there at Stonecrest Mall, near this old where the closed Sears building is. They giving out uniforms now, and I knew it's probably over by now because I'm quite sure it's probably like 10-1. I don't know how many people been out there. I ain't care to look. I ain't trying to run for no damn, even though I already got the shot and stuff. But that $100 they was giving out and the free uniforms they had to probably buy, DeKalb County probably got millions of dollars to do it. The CEO, and then they had Matumbo. He was like, no. That commercial sounded so fucking retarded on the radio announcement about it. No. Matumbo. If y'all know who that is, he used to be the Hawks, the African guy. He used to wave his finger. And I was like, you've been in this fucking country for 30 years and you still sound like no. He's like a fucking idiot. And it was him and somebody else. I don't like to say celebrity because they're not using Dominique Wilkins, that's who it was. Dominique Wilkins and Matumbo, they're supposed to be at Stonecrest Mall, giving out the free vaccines and stuff. And they were giving out free uniforms. So I wouldn't go into that mess because I'm quite sure people would have been lined up. I don't know if anybody would be swayed to get the test just to get $100 prepaid gift card and some free uniforms for the kids. I didn't even know DeKalb County, all the people in DeKalb County was required to wear school uniforms. Maybe they was supposed, I don't know. Maybe in elementary and middle school, they probably had to wear a uniform. But I don't recall it going beyond high school. But I guess they trying to, DeKalb County and all these politicians, they trying to get people to get this vaccine. Yeah, they doing it for health reasons and stuff like that. Because Georgia, period, is one of the states that has a high vaccination, high coronavirus rate. And I was surprised. I don't know if it's true, but I was watching this other video of Walter Lee Hampton III. He talks about, this big gay guy. He always talk videos about AIDS, and he just talking bad about other gay black men, especially in Atlanta. Like, they're dumb faggots and this and that. He gay himself, but he be going in. But he be going in about these irresponsible, flaming ones that be in Atlanta, trifling ones he be talking about. But his when I first start watching Walter, his whole video was about preventing of AIDS, HIV and stuff like that. And then now his videos is about the virus. And he said last week, he was saying that the vaccination rate among African Americans is real low. I think I want to say he was either talking about that nationwide, that percentage of black folks who got the vaccine, the hesitation in black folks is like extremely high of being hesitant, not being vaccinated. And I was like, what? I thought that I was thinking that was not to say that there was some dumb cracker white folks standing there with dumb signs on can't spell protesting in Florida about not wanting to take the vaccine and this and that, but I didn't figure black people. I know black people, being black folks, because I was one of them at first, was real skeptical about that vaccine. At first, I said I'll wait and see, but see, I didn't wait until months after it was approved. I took mine test like July because they had that process. You had to wait by certain groups in the beginning. First aid, if you were first responder or certain age, you were the first ones to be able to get it. And I tried to make an appointment and stuff. So I waited until they had it provided and opened up for the general public when they made it all the way available July at CVS, Walmart, whatever. This because it wasn't available all over at first. It was only certain places you had to go in the beginning. And I said, nah, I'll wait. I'm waiting to see. My mother said the same thing. And then next thing you know, I got the vaccine, because I was going to see if white folks was going to act a fool about bringing it. So in the beginning, people were like, paying people thousands of dollars to be front and get it first. And I said, but see, it wasn't spreading as badly then. So I waited. And then when I opened up, and it was convenient for me to go up the street, that's when I got mine. But I had a little doubt. I had a little doubt about it because I said, "Oh, this thing came out too quick." And then just to find out, a couple of days ago, the FDA just approved it. The Moderna and the Johnson & Johnson or whatever, Pfizer, whatever, whichever one, I don't know. The FDA just approved, so that means prior to that, it wasn't approved. It just recently became approved a couple of days ago. Now, it ain't like it's a different formula. It wasn't like it was something different. It was, but I think that for them to be approved by the FDA, I think based on the millions of people, 40 something percent of people in the United States where I took it, they had to, that's a good number of samples for millions of people to already taken it to see was there any adverse effect from the time it was approved, well, not approved, from the time that it was administered, which would be months now, from December till now. So December, January, February, March, April, May, June, July, August. So 8 months. So let's say January to now, even if it's 8 months, 9 months, and millions of people have already taken it. And because when you go to get the vaccine, if some of y'all know, they always ask, they say, oh, you have your driver's license. They always put your name, address. So they keep that thing in a database. And they put down what they gave you. And there's a number on the card. So they track everything. So that way, they they're able to come up with the numbers because they say if you had any effect or anything happen, you simply they're gonna ask for your name and that you're gonna be put up in the system, pulled up when you took it, where you took it. I'm quite sure they have all that information. So based on their data, they say, okay, we could approve it. They could approve, they could approve it. FDA could be approved. So we don't, like I said, and it makes sense because I would like to, I don't know if it's on CNN or something I heard. Maybe they were talking about, or a documentary about vaccines, the history of vaccines. Because when you think about this country always had issues of the vaccines, and they're talking about the smallpox. smallpox and how that, when people were getting these smallpox and stuff, a lot of people were apprehensive and skeptical too. There were people doing the same foolishness um, back then. It was something that was say Benjamin Franklin's son. How they had a issue. Back in the day. And I ain't say back in the day, colonial times or whatever, and they had that smallpox breakout, and people were dying. And then someone came up and made it, come up with a vaccine about stopping smallpox. Um, People was probably acting the same way back then too. You know, they probably was acting the same foolishness back then. Hold on, let me see this damn teledoc. So ridiculous. This don't make no damn sense. So, in all the history of the world, of all the vaccinations for various different things that people are dying from, and smallpox, measles, whatever. I mean, I'm quite sure there's a whole bunch of other things vaccines were made for. What is that thing? They said these people get it like teenagers and certain age, pulmonary virus, something about you've seen the commercial. The person was like, oh, they were like 18, 21ish, and they said, oh, if childhood cancer, some type of cancer that that young people, children would get, and they said that if the child had got vaccinated for this type of PV something, I can't even think of it. Y'all know what I'm talking about. And they were saying, oh, if I had got, vaccinated with such and such or whatever it was, they wouldn't have cured this particular cancer or whatever. I just can't think of it. It's on the tip of my tongue. Y'all know what I'm talking about. Because I know when I went to school, when I started going to college and stuff, you had to have certain shots and you had to have the certain shots. And if you didn't have it within 10 years or something, they gave it to you. So I've been vaccinated for various different things. I ain't talking about vaccinating when you a baby and then that's it. But there were things like when you reach a certain age, especially if you go into school, they require your immunization workers, and you have to have certain type of immunizations to get done. I know measles, the mumps, and stuff like that was something. And there's another thing too. And you get vaccinated, and like I said, people been studying viruses and different things for centuries. You know, I don't know, but my whole thing is somebody's paying millions of dollars for people to get it done. It's free for now, and it'll be free when they do this other, what they call it, a bump, a booster. That's what I'm talking about. A booster for this other thing that migrated, and ain't no excuse. Hold on, let me see. They better be in this damn. So I don't know. You can't force people to do. You can't force people to take nothing. I can't force no people to do nothing. That's your choice. That's your freedom, so-called freedom. But I don't think taking something that's that is a international crisis is not something about freedom. You know, it ain't. And I'm sorry, but this is ridiculous. Ridiculous. You pay insurance, and then you can't even go in just for a primary visit, and because people are using this as some excuse. And you can ruin the virus, To me, if you didn't choose to get it, and it's free, something that takes 2 minutes to do. You go to any CVS, Walgreens, Walmart, Kroger, Publix, and get there. I take look at that and say, okay, I'm here to get a shot. Boom, that's it. You know, and ain't nothing they put in those. And I don't know what the ingredients is they put in there, but it ain't nothing. It ain't no guarantee. But the likelihood of getting it and being sick, if you also happen to come across someone, it's very likely you will pull through. People I'm watching on YouTube, all laying on the bed, acting, looking all stupid, and talking crazy. I'm sorry. I think that once you get the corona and you laying up in bed and you so happen to survive, I think you have months of neurological damage, neurological effects. And you cannot sue the government if something happens. You can't. You cannot sue. You cannot sue going to places and you got it. That's why I just wear my mask and keep it moving. Every day you get a response from Amazon. Someone got the virus. Someone got the virus. I want to know. And I said, my first question when I look at people's videos, I said, did you get the shot? Because you coming on YouTube, laying all up in the bed and stuff, and people like, oh, pray, hope you get well, this and that. Yeah, I hope you do get well. But my question is, did you get the virus? And if you've been talking about, I ain't getting it and all this crazy stuff and all this crazy talk, you're entitled to your opinion. I'm entitled to mine. But I'm sorry, there ain't no negotiations on that. There ain't no negotiations for something, that you get viruses for everything else. I'm sitting here worrying about being able to take care of my needs for something I need to get done and can't because people using this excuse. I don't see going to an endocrinologist or a specialist has anything to do with they ain't treating virus. They ain't treating no virus. You endocrinologist, you handling people with diabetes. And I know millions and millions and millions of people suffering with that. There are people waiting now to get surgery. I was looking at this thing on CNN. This white guy, he had to have, get tumors out of his neck. They had to delay his surgery because they had all this influx of people coming in with the corona. In emergency room, they had to push his surgery back that was planned. I just think that's selfish, and I think that's mean-spirited that you choose not to get a virus. You choose not to get the vaccine, and then you laying up there holding up space, holding up time, because it's something you choose because your freedom to not do it. That means you got a freedom to not waste nobody's time too. I would have been like, did you get the virus? He said no. There's no reason, none. You can't say I ain't had time. You ain't because I know Amazon was giving out with Walgreens. They would come and you go there, make an appointment, and you go there and get the shot either at work. Then they turn around and give you $40 plus 8 hours of unpaid time if you take it at work. If I knew they were going to give it at work, shit, I would have done it at Amazon. Made my appointment, got it done there. Got my little 8 hours of unpaid time and $40. But I did get $100 for showing that I had the vaccine shot. That was part of the bonus, sign-on bonus. So I did get that. That's why I know that their $1,000 sign-on bonus was also included too, which I didn't get that first 500. So I'm just gonna stick around just to get that $500. Make sure I get that 500. Because like I said, if I leave and say I ain't coming back, I quit. I cannot get a hold of nobody at HR after that. So I'm gonna hang in there, Vicky, and you know, if it gets to the point where it's too much, I'll get me a first. I'm gonna try to get that medical accommodation, and if they tell me nope, you can't work there with your feet and your nerve, you got nerve damage or whatever, and you can't, and this is gonna aggravate it more, and they tell me um, I can't work there doing that job, then they're gonna have to find some other work accommodation and let me do something else, and maybe go to a station where I could have a chair and sit down and do what I need to do. But they so damn. Now that's a safety issue. What's a safety issue sitting on a bucket? I'm sitting on a bucket. Even though it was a crate, I can't say bucket. It was a little yellow crate that they put stuff in. So like you can't sit. I mean, it's on the damn floor. It's not moving. You know, they everything. You can't do that. You can't do that. You can't do. You can't. It's a safety issue. Scooping down, standing on your toes, putting stuff up too. That ain't the proper way of doing it. Yeah, you got to bend at your knees and and hold things a certain kind of way. But come on, sitting down is a safety. That's a safety issue. No, it's not. You know, they make it more harder than it needs to be. They could have had it where I mean, yeah, you have to stand up to put stuff up to a certain point, but a lot of times you standing in front of this robot that comes to you and it's all the way down to the floor. Why should I go and put be on that hard ass concrete floor even though they ain't even got adequate mats? It's like a rubber mat, but it's not really um, absorbing a lot of that weight. You know, I'm not sitting. I didn't expect to sit down the whole entire 12 hours. I mean, you do get 30-minute break and 3 15-minute breaks, but it's broken up in increments of 2 3 hours at a time. But you have to walk to the break room, and then they try to make some break, the little break area a little bit closer to where you are, but you still, you know, it's still not. I don't know. I don't know. I don't know. They were saying Stone Mountain's gonna be worth this 5 stories, and there's no elevator, and the only you can use the elevator, you got a doctor's note to go. I said, are you walking up and down 5 flights every day? I mean, not every day. Are you walking up constantly, or are you just simply walking to whatever floor you need to go to? I mean, if I'm walking up to I ain't got no problem going. If you have to walk up some stairs and 5 feet, 5 floors, and you walking, as long as you're not walking constantly throughout the warehouse, because like it used to be, you constantly was walking long distance up and down every day for hours at a time. Now you walking, well, where I'm at now, you walking, you got a small area that you constantly getting, putting stuff up, bending down, up and down. My legs has gotten a little bit sculptured, and I see a little bit of my thighs ain't as big like it used to be, and so I am seeing that I am losing some weight. I start seeing some not major, but because like I said, 3 days a week, and then most of the days during the week I'm laying in bed, like Sunday, like tonight when I get off and then work Sunday morning, I'm gonna be in bed. By the time I get home Sunday morning, I'll probably be in bed up until at least 3ish, 4ish. I don't do a whole lot of stuff during the weekday. I mean, I do my survey assignments and I try to finish up those assignments during the week, but it's getting exhausting. It really is. I mean, not doing the survey assignments because that's fine. I'm not, that ain't require a whole bunch of laborers work, but I just want to get my $500 and see. I'm looking at my feet now. It looks so deformed. I'm looking at my feet right now. The whole ankle, the whole foot. My feet look crazy. It looks crazy. And indication of all this swelling and numbness. It could be anything. That's the thing about it. It could be anything wrong. But I can't get no one to look at it. It could be heart issues. It could be anything. And I'm not calling it. I'm not trying to, I'm not trying to, oh, excuse me. I'm not trying to diagnose myself and assume what it is. But I don't know. Y'all just pray for me. That's all I know. And I'll hopefully Monday, the little mini clinic that I have an appointment with. Hopefully they have a doctor on staff. Maybe they could do comprehensive blood work and things like that, and find and see what's wrong, and whatever they tell me at that point, and hopefully I get to see a doctor, not no fake whatever, and I don't know. Hopefully, somewhere down this list, I could see somebody within the next days, not months. All right, I'm gonna go. I've been on here for 2 hours, and I don't got that many hours with the live stream. They already told me I'm approaching almost 20 hours. So once I get to that, I can't do no more live streaming. So let me go. I don't know who three people's watching, but hey, Vicky, nobody else is on here to say anything to. So I know I blocked Tyson, well, at least on this StreamYard, but I'm not going to talk about, I'm not going to bring him up no more as a topic, especially after last night. So I just hate that it had to go the way it did, but after a while, I'm just gonna have to. I'm not gonna end my channel. I'm not gonna terminate my channel. I did say I wanted to um, end it, but I'll keep it for a while. And that's all I'm gonna do. All right, Vicky. Since you're the only one that came on, nobody else said nothing. I know it's 3 people watching. I'll just talk to y'all later, and let me see if somebody is in the teleconference thing, because this is ridiculous. And let me lay down. Hopefully I'll feel better. But I'm just gonna follow my thought. If I'm still much in pain, I'm just gonna say bump it. Y'all can keep this. Y'all can keep this job. I'm not. I'm gonna go to work tonight. I will, but I'm not gonna be stressing myself out trying to stow and all that stuff. I'm just gonna take my little sweet time, and if I don't stow 10,000 whatever, that's all well. They could replace. They just as easily they don't care. They'll just get a whole new crop of people every 3 months. They all got people rotate every 3 months. After they break your body down, you're not gonna break my body down, and I'm paying all this money and can't see a damn doctor. All right, 5 people watching. All right, I'm going. I've been on here for 2 hours and nobody else is saying anything. So, Vicky, you have a good day, and I'll talk to y'all later. Bye.